Hey guys, how's it going, man? Today I would like to talk to you about Asians eating dogs or any exotic food out there. I think there are a lot of misconceptions, and I'm here to kind of clear it out. First of all, it is true that there are people still today eating dogs or whatever else out there, but however, it is not within a regular cuisine, meaning the fact that you're not going to go to a regular Chinese restaurant and order something like that, or go to a Hunan restaurant and they have a dog food or a dog menu or something like that, or a Peking dog or something like that. There's no such thing. So there, if you're not going to see it in regular places, it's not going to exist regularly. I think the thing about exotic food is just exactly what it really means. It's exotic. It's something that people want to find adventurous with. And you actually have to understand something about the culture of China or just anywhere else in the world. Everybody is willing to do thrill things, such as going to a roller coaster, such as jumping off of a plane, such as the extreme sports, such as there are people in India that meditates and go into, I guess, like a cave where they don't eat for 7 days and drink water. So, I mean, when you come to think about it, all of these things are thrills. I mean, you could potentially die from it and potentially causing some real big harm to yourself. And at the same time, it costs money to do such a thing. So if you actually are jumping off of a plane, you cannot be dirt poor because you need to actually to pay for the training, pay for a lot of these things to actually get to the right to jump off of an airplane with a parachute on, right? A lot of training, a lot of these type of things. So it is the same thing, essentially, with Chinese people, and there are only usually these are villagers or people that are living in the countryside. They are seeking thrills, but however, I don't think the Chinese culture are as into, let's say, drinking a lot, let's say, are into hanging off a cliff or something like that. We did have the daredevil, a Chinese daredevil, but he did die hanging off of a building, right? So maybe that's not something we're very good at, to hang off of a building or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not interested in it for me per se. I'm actually also not very interested in exotic food myself because quite honestly, for me, eating anything weird, exotic might just resolve into diarrhea, food poisoning, or even worse, that you actually ended up in the hospital, right? So for me, I'm not interested in any of those things. I'm only interested in beef, lamb, obviously vegetables, and chicken, fish, regular like seafood. Just really regular things, really basic things, because I know for sure these providers are going to provide certain type of standard of making sure these meats are fresh, they are germs, is a germs at a level where we could stand, and all those other stuff, right? So a lot of these weird meats is not going to be found in a supermarket or anything quite like that. Actually, to tell you the truth, these meats, let's say for example, if it is a raccoon or like all these a pangolin, right, and dogs, they're going to cost you more. Probably going to cost like you 4 times the prices of eating a regular chicken, or even 10 times. And for those people who doesn't know, it's a flex. For some of these people, it's a flex that I could eat this. Hey, it's a flex that I could treat my friends to eat it. And I actually didn't really understand that until recently, that like I realized a lot of these quote unquote fat influencers or eating influencers always talk about their own food. It's a flex. It's the fact that I could eat this much calories, I could eat this much thing without care in the world. I can actually enjoy these food. This is super yummy good. It's a flex. So it is the same thing over there, except is in eating exotic food. It's a flex that I could afford it. It's the fact that I could eat it and not get sick from it. So it is a flex. It is a weird flex though, and the thing is about these eating even insects and stuff like that. It's everywhere in Southeast Asia. So eating insects, scorpion and stuff like that, I've seen it. But however, I don't want to try it, I'm just like everybody else in the world where they just eat regular food. Yeah, there are people just like to be adventurous, and that's them. I respect that. But just don't get anybody else hurt from it. I don't know if the COVID-19 thing actually came from the bats and jumping into the pangolin. I think people have pretty much forgotten about it. I don't know if it's because that they find it very absurdity, and they're probably finding that COVID was already everywhere globally, and it wasn't just from the bat jumping onto the pangolin. I think it is a concurrently virus that has evolved concurrently throughout the entire world, and it just kind of came together as one virus at the end. I don't know. It's just my theory. I don't know for sure. So I don't really want a lot of people to always think of, like, when they think of Chinese, we're eating dogs and cats. I don't think cats is even a really popular thing in China. There are a lot of people eating dogs, and they are at the region of the west of China, where they're bordering Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam, those type of places, and they're trying to ban it. They're trying to ban like the eating dog festival thing, annual eating dog festival thing. I think they kind of should. I mean, nowadays that dogs are considered to be man's best friend, right? So for me, I mean, I see all animals in a way they should all have equal rights. I mean, if you're gonna ban dogs, maybe you should as well ban other things as well. I mean, it's just the fact that I think that eating meat is in a way necessary. I don't think the vegan argument is actually viable. I think if vegan is so good, then India would have the place where there are the least natural diseases coming from them. But it's quite far from the truth. It's like, I think the cancer is actually quite rampant there, and you hardly see any high performance athletes coming from over there due to eating like generations of eating lack of protein. They're not going to have a lot of different proteins. The only source of protein they could come from is actually from anything from lactose. So for me, I think it's saving of eating not a whole lot, like only eating what you needed. I would actually promote that. Is that if you can survive and eat well with maybe like 5 chickens, total 5 pound, 5-10 pounds of chicken per week, then yeah, stick with like what the one that you can. Don't waste food. Don't eat more than you needed. I think these buffet places, they definitely should stop. I don't think you need eating a lot. I mean, I do enjoy buffets, don't get me wrong, but I think from the animal's perspective, it's like eating only what's needed is definitely would minimize the atrocities of farm animals in general. So, no offense to any of the vegan folks out there. I think it's just humans, we just haven't figured out a way to fully be eating plant-based food and be 100% healthy. It just hasn't been done. I think I am pretty excited about them. They're so good. Genetic engineering food. GMO food, in a way, is terrible. The fact that it's unnatural, but it's already very unnatural as is today. I want to minimize the sufferings of the animals, man. I think overall, animals, you got a pretty rough, man. I mean, they're born, and then actually at the end of the day, they're eaten by us, and the slaughtering house is definitely not cool in a way. So, that's all I could say, man. I mean, it's just a very small amount of Chinese folks are into eating the exotic food and eat it at a. I don't know how often these people eat it, but maybe they eat it very often. Maybe they don't. But at the end of the day, if you're eating some food that has no regulations whatsoever, there's no like benchmark of what should be acceptable or not, you're eating at your own risk. So, I mean, I don't think you should actually do that. Period. So that's all I have to say. And yeah, if you would like to stop bashing about Chinese people that might eat your dog or something like that, that would be nice too, because I'm definitely not interested. You know, I like animals, and I think kidnapping other people's dogs are pretty stupid. But you do see that every once in a while there are people out there that kidnap other people's dogs. It's dumb, but yeah, that's how nations are. Everybody do some stupid crap. Thank you. I'll talk to you later.